Well, property experts say falling house prices might not be such a help for first home buyers after all. A new analysis by Canstar reveals last week's rate hike could affect a couple's borrowing capacity by more than $33,000. And that's just one. Joining us live now is the Chief Executive of Canstar, Steve Mickenbecker. Steve, thanks for your time this morning. So let's just elaborate on some of that data that you've got. Why is it such a bad thing, first of all, for first home buyers?
Yeah, well, all of the focus with first home buyers has been on getting a deposit together. And that's been a really tough call, in particular in Sydney and Melbourne, where prices have gone crazy. With interest rate increases, the focus is now going to shift to repayments. And interest rates go up, your necessary monthly repayment goes up, and you'll find that that might become the limiting factor into how much you borrow. Now, the $33,000 isn't such a big deal. It becomes a big deal, though, where it gets to, say, a 2% cash rate, and the Reserve Bank governor is talking about 2.5%. So at 2%, you'll actually knock about a fifth off what you can borrow. So you'd be knocking down your borrowing capacity as a couple with both earning $90,000 from $1.293 million to $1.066 million. Now, that's a big cut in the value of the property you can buy.
Okay, so just to elaborate on that, that's from where we are now to the highest possible scenario of interest rates, which might well be middle of next year, towards the end of next year. That's a couple of $100,000.
Yeah, look, that's true, but some people are saying 2.5% cash rate, including the Reserve Bank governor. So this is a little bit conservative. So it could actually be worse.
I mean, and that's what's that going to mean for those first home buyers? That A, they can't get to where they want to go and force them out to the regions where properties are cheaper, or B, just won't be able to buy at all?
Yeah, some won't be able to buy it all. That's quite right. But I mean, if you're on 90,000 by two, you'll be able to borrow. You might just have to say, look, I'm not going to live exactly where I want to. I might have to find another suburb. Now, there is another issue, though, and that's property prices, because I think on the other side of the equation, property prices are likely to fall. And some banks are saying between 10 and 15%. But if property prices fall by 10%, then you're not going to need as much deposit and you'll have a smaller loan. So that will partly compensate, but not enough. You'll need property prices to fall by about 20% to cover that 2% cash rate. So, I think we'll find that the focus will shift that much to what I can afford to repay rather than how much can I actually save.
So more generally speaking, Steve, do you believe this or these rate rises, and we know now that there are many more to come, is that better overall or worse for the housing market?
Look, the housing market did need to slow up. So I think it's a good thing that we will see the brakes come on, because you can't live with those 20% increases we saw through 2021. So the housing market does need to slow up, and higher interest rates are kind of one of the real triggers to that slowdown. What we don't want to see is, well, really blood on the floor with 20% decreases in price. We're really looking, hopefully, at 10%. Otherwise, the pain for people who got in towards the end of 2021 is going to be pretty extreme.
Right. So do you think that the seller's market, those who might be interested in auctions, those who might even be selling, they might just cool their heels for a year or two now?
Well, yeah, I suspect that some might say, look, we'll wait another 8 months to see what happens, and maybe we'll get a better, we might sort of see if it settles down. But yeah, this cycle of increases will go on for quite a while. If you're selling, maybe you'll jump in now, but I think already the brakes have come on and people are saying it doesn't matter about 0.25% today or the next 0.25. We know that a bigger rate's coming. So expectations of price decreases have already hit us.
Yeah. Bill Evans, told us only last week that he expects next rate rise next month to be even bigger than the one that we just had. Kind of playing catch up here. Steve, thank you. We'll talk to you soon. Good to break through that.